In the past, I knew I was not my thoughts, but I couldn't figure out how to stop the negative ones disturbing me during the day and keeping me awake at night. No matter what I tried, the worrying and overthinking wouldn't stop. Especially when something unexpected happened or something went wrong. All I wanted was quiet mind. For the last 4 years, I've been living with a peaceful, calm mind. I'm going to share with you the direct way and the only way to permanently remove negative thoughts. This is what I teach my clients. Not only has it helped them quiet their minds, but when they shared it with their children or their clients, those people experienced lasting peace of mind as well. I'm Daniela Sholek, and I help coaches and business owners who seek stillness to live in inner peace without self-help methods, inner work, or spiritual practices. In this video, I'm going to show you how to live in awareness. That is the missing link between constant thinking and a quiet mind that allows you to be fully present in each moment. Before we do that, I'm going to show you number one mistake you've been making. It's what causes worrying thoughts to keep coming back. And this is the main obstacle to lasting peace of mind. To explain this, let me use a simple coin analogy. I have a coin here, and every coin has two sides. It has heads and tails, right? Let's say that for some reason I really don't like the tails and I want only the heads. I want this coin and maybe many other coins, but only the heads, no tails. Well, that's impossible. I cannot have a coin with only heads. A coin is always whole, and both sides are inseparable. There isn't even clear line where heads ends and tails begins. You cannot split it. You cannot divide it. The coin is one complete, inseparable whole. This is similar to the nature of the mind. There is no good mind and bad mind. No inspired mind versus a broken one that needs healing. There is no such thing as positive thoughts and negative thoughts. There are only thoughts. There is only one universal mind, one consciousness, from which all thoughts arise. I've recorded a free video training where I go deep into explaining the nature of consciousness and the relation of your individual mind through which you experience the world to it. You can click the link in the description and access it. I highly recommend watching the video. It's the foundation to understanding why you haven't been able to live with a peaceful mind no matter what you have tried. We said that you cannot split consciousness and you cannot have only positive thoughts. Even what we label positive thinking strengthens the very mechanism that produces the unwanted thoughts. Why is that? Well, because it keeps you identified with the mind. This is why years of practicing positive thinking and affirmation haven't brought you a quiet mind. You may have felt motivated or inspired, but it was only temporary. By rejecting or reframing negative thoughts and affirming positive ones, the mind has remained active. So when things go wrong, a big client cancels a contract or a family member is diagnosed with an illness, the worrying and negative thoughts and sometimes even anxiety return. It reminds me of my puppy, or of my dog when he was a puppy. His favorite activity was chasing his tail. When he caught it, he would rest for a split second and then he would start chasing it again, over and over, until he fell asleep, exhausted. He genuinely had no idea that the thing he was chasing was himself. And that is how humans function, spending their days fighting or reframing negative thoughts and chasing the positive ones. What do you do instead of changing your thoughts, or instead of practicing positive thinking? Well, you have to return to the truth. There is one consciousness. Once this is seen, it becomes clear that there is nothing for you to do. There is no method to remove thoughts, no technique to silence the mind. Trying to do anything only fuels the thoughts further. The only way to get rid of negative thoughts is to let the mind to quiet on its own by taking the fuel away from it. The fuel is your attention. Taking the fuel away from the mind means being in the state of awareness. Simply being aware. Now you may be asking, how do I know whether I am giving attention to my thoughts or I am simply being aware of them? Imagine you are going for a walk, a peaceful, relaxing walk in nature. You're in a park and a woman passes by walking her puppy. You notice her and you notice the puppy. You notice how the puppy cute, how cute the puppy is. So you say hello, you smile, you walk towards her, you start talking, you ask about her puppy, how old it is, and so on. Simply you are engaged, you are involved, you have joined the story. You are giving her attention. Now, awareness is different. You're on a walk in a park. A woman passes by walking her puppy. You notice her. You register her presence. You register the puppy. And that's it. That is where it ends. You continue walking. You don't do anything else. You don't approach her. You don't say hello. You don't start a conversation. You're simply aware. Awareness means you do not move from where you are. You do not move outward. And I don't mean only physically. I mean mentally and emotionally. You stay where you are. You remain with yourself. The same distinction applies to thoughts. Attention means you move toward a thought mentally. You engaged with it. You start thinking about what it means, judging it, labeling it as positive or negative, and therefore making it important. So you follow the thought and get pulled into its stories or a story. Awareness, on the other hand, means you stay where you are and simply observe. You register that a thought appeared in the mental space. And that is where it ends. That is where you stop. You don't analyze it, you don't judge it, you don't follow it. You just acknowledge that it has appeared. Just like with the woman, you just acknowledge her presence. If I were to describe this spatially, awareness is staying where you are. A thought appears and you notice it. Attention is moving from here, where you are, toward the thought. So attention is you moving outward, following the thoughts, following the mind, following the story. You go out there. You follow them. You engaged with them. Being aware of thoughts means you do not move toward them mentally or emotionally. You do not leave your space. You stay with yourself and simply register that they appear. You notice them. That's it. I'm going to walk you through it now so you can experience it for yourself. Before we start, just a quick safety note. If you're listening to this video while driving, pause now and come back to this part later. So right now, as you're watching me and hearing my words, notice your thoughts. And you can keep your eyes open or you can close your eyes, whatever works for you. Notice the thought you're having right now in this moment. You don't need to do anything. Just simply shift into being aware of your thought. And just notice it. Register it as it appears in the mental space. Don't start thinking about it. Don't start asking a question, why am I having this thought? Simply notice that it appeared. And there may be another thought coming. Notice that one. It may be a positive thought or negative thought. If it's a positive one, for example, you like the way I talk, you notice the thought. If it's a negative one, for example, you don't like something what I said, you notice the thought. Your awareness stays the same, no matter what the thought is. Watch the positives and negatives, likes and dislikes, but do not follow it. Do not join the thought. Simply acknowledge its presence. Simply acknowledge that you are having this particular thought. That is all. Do not join the thought in the conversation. Do not start analyzing. Become aware of any story the mind creates, but don't get pulled into the story. Treat it as another thought and simply notice it and register it. Refrain from identification with it. A thought is a door to your prison and a door to your liberation. A prison when you become interested in it, in its content. A It takes you deeper into the illusion of separation and experiencing constant human struggle and suffering. A liberation when you're aware of it, aware of its presence, not resisting it, not fighting it, not changing it. Simply acknowledging its presence in this moment. Stay where you are and watch the thoughts, the stories as they appear. But don't get involved. Have no opinion about that thought. Have no opinion about the story it creates. Let the mind have an opinion, but you stay where you are and just notice it happening. Just become aware. Just register that it creates a certain story, a certain label that it judges, positively or negatively. There is no difference for you. You are just aware. Do not make it mean anything. Do not start chasing the tail. It's impossible to catch it. Just like when you are on a walk, you cannot control who passes by. You remain where you are and are simply aware that people are passing by. Treat every thought the same way. It is something that appears in the mental space. You cannot control it. You can only register it, acknowledge it, be aware of it. Become aware of the next thought as it appears. And stay where you are. Do not move towards it. Do not get pulled into it. It will leave the mental space. One thought leaves, another appears. Register it, but stay where you are. Do not leave yourself. Do not move mentally outward. Stay where you are. Remain as you are, simply aware. This is not another practice. It's a simple shift from the mind into awareness, which naturally allows the mind to quiet on its own, permanently. You do not need to sit in a special position or block a time in your calendar. That belief is a mind's construct. Simply become aware of your thoughts as they appear throughout your day. Over time, fewer and fewer thoughts arise, and you notice that you are living in the present moment. There is no proven method for liberation. Your awareness is the door. Whatever practice you have been doing, replace it with awareness. I spent 10 years trying to quiet my mind and stop being emotionally triggered by following hundreds of methods and practices. One day, I'm sitting in the room thinking, this doesn't make sense. I'm chasing my own tail. I recorded a video where I share how I replaced all practices with living in awareness. And I also share 3 biggest challenges I faced along the way. Watch this video next. It will save you years of trial and error and of unnecessary frustration.